Hi, fans of high quality entertainment. So this video is about mainly bands. There are a handful of solo artists too, but these are 50 bands or solo artists that I've never had in my vinyl or CD collection through the years. And some of them I've heard, some of them I'm not very familiar with, and we'll just go through each band and I'll let you know what I think about each of them, if I do know anything about them. So the Strokes, I have a Patreon site and I do song and album reactions. So I've done a few song reactions for the Strokes, and I do like their music. Not that I would rush out to buy it necessarily, but a very good band. The Strokes. The Lovin' Spoonful. Yeah, I always like their hit singles, but never bought any of their albums through the years. Depeche Mode. I just not my kind of music, man. You know, if you like them, that's great, but I've just never. It's not that I dislike them, it's just more that I don't have enough interest to buy their music. The Foo Fighters. I'm never buying a Foo Fighters album as far as I know. Red Hot Chili Peppers. And, Foo Fighters, Red Hot Chili Peppers, they are good bands, but they just don't interest me enough to buy their albums. The Eurythmics, I used to like their singles. Oasis, once again, on Patreon, I've done quite a few song reactions to Oasis, and I've always given them very, very good ratings. But I don't think I'll ever buy an Oasis album, but we'll see. Megadeth. I love Motorhead. I don't mind Metallica. I have heard a bit of Megadeth. It's, if you like your heavy metal. I'm more of a, I don't like too much heavy metal except for maybe like Motorhead, if you call them heavy metal, Black Sabbath. Blind Melon. Never got into them. Iron Maiden, I respect them, but just don't have enough interest in that kind of music. The Runaways, never bought a Runaways album. Slipknot, I have no interest in Slipknot. I've heard some of their music. Yeah, the Allman Brothers Band just doesn't interest me enough to buy their albums. I've heard, quite a bit. And, even on Patreon, and it's good. But I know if I bought an Allman Brothers album, I would probably seldom play it. Bon Jovi, Say No More. Yeah, the Cranberries. I liked a couple of their songs. Zombie was a good one. Alice in Chains, just no interest. So I've heard, music by most of these bands. Soundgarden, a good band, but just didn't want me to race to the store to buy their albums. Susie and the Banshees, my older brother was a big fan of them. And they even covered Sparks, This Town Ain't Big Enough for Both of Us on one of their albums, but I just haven't bought any Susie and the Banshees albums. But very good singer. Stone Temple Pilots? Nope. But I do like a couple of their songs. Scorpions? Nope. Buffalo, yeah, I like Buffalo Springfield. Of course, I'm a fan of Neil Young, Stephen Stills. And I've heard on Patreon, I think I listened to one or two of their albums, the full length, and I enjoyed them. But I'm not against buying Buffalo Springfield albums, but I just haven't yet. Echo, Echo, Echo and the Bunnymen, they're good from what I've heard. Taylor Swift, no interest in Taylor Swift. Or Janis Joplin, just not one of my favorite singers. The Offspring, I like a couple of their tunes. You know, they're on the some of their songs are kind of funny, and you know they don't take themselves too seriously. So, if you like them, good for you. Weezer, never really got into Weezer. Lynyrd Skynyrd, I've done quite a few reactions on Patreon and always enjoy their music, but like I keep saying, I wouldn't buy one of their albums. Pat Benatar, I do have a vinyl, but I'm probably never going to play it. I got it from a dollar bin about a week ago, but definitely good classic rock, but it was just, I guess, just a bit too commercial for me. I like things that are a little more original or weird for the most part. Hall & Oates, I know Glenn Kellaway's a big fan, but I do like some of their hit singles. Tommy James and the Shondells, I like them. Crimson and Clover, one of the great 60s songs. Moni Moni. The Carpenters, love his hair. The Hollies, yeah, I like the Hollies, their singles. Bus Stop, Look Through Any Window, and all those other ones. But just never bought any of their albums. Jane's Addiction, no interest in them. The Byrds, yeah, I'm a fan of Gene Clark. I have his solo album, No Other, which is amazing. And I wouldn't mind at some point getting the Byrds box set, the CD box set. The Mamas and the Papas, never had any of their albums. But, once again, California Dreaming, Monday, Monday, good 60 songs. My Chemical Romance, I've reacted to a couple of their songs on Patreon, and they were actually good. But I would never buy their albums. Sonic Youth, I was listening again to them last night, and no, just not for me. The Animals, House of the Rising Sun, It's My Life. I do have a couple of the Eric Burdon Band solo albums from the 70s, but never bought any Animals albums. The Turtles, no. Never. I have a couple of Flo and Eddie CDs, from their solo career in the 70s, and Happy Together is one of the great 60s songs, and Eleanor, another great song, but never delved into their albums. Blur, once again, just like Oasis, I've reacted to a few of their songs on Patreon, and I did like them, but don't think I'll buy any albums. Men at Work. I like their singles, but that's about it. Kings of Leon, I think I've heard on Patreon. And I've liked probably, I'm pretty open to, believe it or not, I'm pretty open to music. So what I did here, I did like. But there's just so much music out there, people. I seriously can't keep up with all of the artists I have in my collection. Linkin Park, no interest. Modest Mouse, I did kind of like one of their albums from a few years back, but not enough to buy it. Muse, I've reacted to them on Patreon, very talented band. But no urge to buy their albums. Pavement. I have heard Pavement. I kind of don't remember, but I might have even reacted to a song of theirs recently on Patreon. Couple more here. Yeah, Queens of the Stone Age. One of our CD exchanges, I listened to, I think it was their first or second album, and I really did like it. I would possibly consider buying it at some point. Rage Against the Machine, I never got into. One or two more here. Talk Talk, I do like Talk Talk. That's one band, I could see having them in my collection. It's My Life is such a great song, and I've heard some of their other songs. Very good band. And one last one here. Yeah, The Soft Machine. I've heard bits of them, but just not enough to make me want to run out and buy any of their albums. So that's it. Let me know what you think. Which would be interesting. Maybe your top 3 of these artists that you think I should have in my collection. Prove me wrong. So thanks for watching. Looking forward to your comments below. Please like the video and make sure you're subscribed. Bye.